While the world may seem like it is in a turbulent, senseless cycle like nothing makes sense and the world is out of control. Yet, this feeling is one Christians always have to contend with. The world is inherently opposed to everything we stand for, and as such, they uphold values that we don't. This difference in vision often disorientates us. It often leaves us scrambling and struggling to truly come to terms with some of the world's chaotic tendencies. However, even with all this chaos, we recognize that we serve a God who is always in control. We serve a God who always knows everything. We serve a God who always sees everything and as such can make perfect plans concerning everything. Because He is perfectly powerful, He can also execute these plans perfectly to His own conclusion and ends. The fact that God knows everything creates a few broad implications in the world for us. Firstly, it tells us that God's will and plans will always be done. Since He has a plan and a perfect execution, His will always come to pass. Another implication is that everything, even the seeming chaos in the world, are going to be key cogs in God's plan if He wants it to be. This answers the question of why God let some bad things happen. God has a plan, and despite the chaos of the world, He will always execute it to His glory. When God allowed the devil to inflict pain, both physically and emotionally, on Job, He didn't bring about that pain, but He used it in His broader plan. These broader implications are important, but how about personally? What does God's ability to see, do, and control everything have to do with us on a personal level? First, it tells us that God always has a plan for our life. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, that God had personal plans concerning the Israelites. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. The Bible also tells us in Matthew chapter 10, verse 30 to 31, God even has the hair on our heads numbered. Everything about us is accounted for. He knows about everything down to the number of strands of hair we have on our heads. This means that God has plans concerning those number hairs and everything concerning us. All these plans are those that are for our good. There is no room in our life for anything that might remotely come close to challenging our application for our Father in heaven. And even then, we are to love God with all of our strength, all of our heart and ability and everything we have. Whatever we worship, that is what we will let direct our life. men and women who worship God in spirit and in truth. Let God direct all their footsteps. They let God show them when to start walking and when to stop. They let God tell them what they need to focus on and what they need to let go. In so doing, they enjoy the fullness of God's plan for them. God has a lot of things He wants you to do. Some of it will be easy, some of it will be hard. However, all of it according to what He wants this world and your life to be like. If you worship God and listen to His voice, you will follow Him and surely fulfill this plan in your life. We urge you to be strong and of fair disposition. God has a plan, God has plans. Trust Him and He will bring them to fruition. Trust God and He will shape you to be the man and the woman who enjoy His blessing this year. We urge you to take inventory at this moment. What is it that takes you away from your prayer time at all? Is it social media? Is it time with friends? Is it self-indulge or laziness? Whatever it is, we hope you are honest enough about it to repent of it and confess it to God. Make out a plan. Practical plans to help you draw closer to God. Try to identify the pitfalls that take away from your time in prayer. Once you have identified them, spend time making sure that you are better prepared to handle these pitfalls. Make time out for prayer and fasting and make sure to be ready to receive God back in your life. God bless you.